Now, when the 7th house lord in the D10 chart is in the 8th house, here it is important to note that without establishing a strong connection with the 10th house of the 10th lord in the D11 chart of the Lagna chart, the success that you may get from the placement of the 7th house lord in the 8th house, you may get lesser results. However, if there is a stronger connection between the 10th house of the 10th lord of the D11 chart, or even the 10th house of the 10th lord of the D10 chart, with the 7th house lord going into the 8th house through conjunction, through aspect, placed in the same sign, placed in the same nakshatra, or placed in conjunction with the same planet in either of the houses, then the success that you get out of this is more or stronger. So here generally you will find that the success comes suddenly, opportunity comes suddenly. Sometimes the opportunity comes in through the challenges or problems of others. For example, insurances. So if you're dealing in insurance, people will take insurance only because they're scared. Tomorrow my car may meet with an accident, I may meet with an accident, I may fall sick. So there they take insurance. So there your success may also come in an industry where people are investing in insurance or buying insurance, and say you're working for that kind of a organization. So something where there should be some struggle, or you are dealing with in the fire or fire hazard business, or you're working in something where you're taking security equipment. So something where people are scared of their well-being and then they are investing, or they're trying to increase suddenly some things in their wealth. So people will invest money in some wealth management thing, and there you are involved. People are trying to save taxes. So somewhere they are saving themselves, somewhere they are trying to protect themselves, something they're trying to grow. There the success may be stronger, but where you need to collaborate with them or with a team which is doing that business or doing that work. So for example, you're working in a team where you're dealing with insurance or taxation or wealth management or fire or health or emergency services, can be displacement. The second is the opportunity for you will also be sudden, but you will find the opportunity comes in where you're in a team or in a collaborative effort. Suddenly some opportunity comes in. The boss calls you and says you and you are working together on this project. We don't have too much time, you are working on a deadline. So a lot of time the time pressure is very strong. The output pressure is very strong. There is more stress on you to be able to come out with a good output and quickly. So this is the pressure oriented situation. If you are not able to work in a pressure situation and the ability to work with people in high pressure environment, then those businesses, those vocations, those services are not good for you. However, this is strong placement where you have to overcome certain challenges, problems, power struggles also with people, sometimes hidden enemies also, to be able to do very well. But however, I've seen with this placement, the greatest success comes to something related to media, something where you're putting yourself in front of a camera, where you're working in something very, so for example, movies or arts, where some exhibition, something that you're exhibiting is also there. And working in emergency services, as we have already talked about. So overall, this is the placement start with initial struggles, some hiccups, some obstacles. But if you're working in a team and if you have the competence, then over a period of time, sudden great success, sudden rise is given to you.